Archives of Prasar Bharati presents the timeless treasure of golden era.
My name is Meenakshi Thakur. We are gathered here today for the release of Vishwas Patil's new novel in translation. Vishwas ji is a master storyteller. He dazzles the reader with the immense scale of his novels and excellent craftsmanship. He has written beloved novels in Marathi like Mahanayak, Zad Zadati, Panipat, Sambhaji and Jhanjhavat, many of which have been translated into English. He has also written a literary biography of Anna Bhau Sathe, the founding father of Dalit literature in Maharashtra. His novel Panipat has received 38 awards since its publication in 1988. The Shivaji Mahasamrat series, a quartet of novels on the Maratha Empire, is his most ambitious work thus far. We are releasing today the second volume in this series, The Wild War Front. Let's unveil the book.
Hello and a warm welcome to yet another edition of Talking Tales. And it's a privilege and a pleasure for me, Manoj Mainkar, to be face to face with none other than Vishwas Patil, eminent
Namaste, sir.
Marathi writer. I'm sure in the western part of India, you are well known for whatever you have done till now, your entire journey as a writer. He is in New Delhi for the last couple of days for a very special reason. There's an acclaimed quartet called by the name of Shivaji Mahasamrat.
Yeah.
And he happens to be the original author of that. And yesterday, the second part 2 of the quartet was launched in Delhi, which is aptly titled The Wild War Front. In Marathi, you pronounce it as Ran Khaimdar.
Yeah.
To begin with, because what happens in this particular series, Talking Tales, beyond the book, we also try to look at the writer's journey when he completes the book. So, a bit more about your life as well. So, with your kind permission, I'd like to begin with the first simple question. It's a quartet. Have you based it chronologically?
Yeah. I should tell you one important thing. You stamped me on Western India. It will be a sort of injustice for my friends from Ganga Jamuna, which was called once upon a time as a Antarvedi. So my book Panipat is a very popular in Haryana, Punjab and UP, this area. Your question is about this quartet. I'll tell yes, it is in a way, it begins with life journey of Shivaji.
Okay, right from his birth.
Right from his birth, not only birth, but the atmosphere before his birth, the twilight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you come straight away to the Wild War Front, as I understand, I just had a brief glance at it. Does it range between, say, 1659 and say 1664 or something?
Yeah. You are correct.
Okay.
It begins with the very next day of Pratapgarh battle, where Raja Shivaji killed Afzal Khan, and it starts from second day, and it ends in 1664, when Shivaji built up this seaport, namely Sindhudurga.
But Vishwas Patil, permit me to ask you a slightly sensitive question. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is a subject that has been widely studied, widely observed, widely written about. when you began this journey, did this thought ever come to mind? Oh, I'm entering into a territory that's already full of books.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how different will I be from?
You see, it was not my planning or goal to write anything about Shivaji Maharaj. But at the same time, I was living with the idea of Shivaji. Means I am hardcore devotee of Shivaji Raja. During last 35 years, I have visited more than 250 his forts. I have climbed. I have thoroughly walked through those jungles and all that. Shivaji and Sambhaji carries around 400 forts. And I have guaranteed that I will complete that number within 2, 3 or 4 years. But it was a sort of obsession for me. And when I found that the story of this great king, though there are numerous books, it is not being told correctly. That's why I planned this novel.
Let's take a break from the Shivaji Mahasamrat Quartet and make an attempt to know Vishwas Patil as a writer who has done much more than this quartet. I come to Zhada Dharti.
Yeah.
You've been the Sahitya Academy has conferred an award on you. We'd like to know more about the theme of Zhada Dharti.
Yeah, it is in English also. Its title is A Dirge for Damned. Dirge for Damned. And I have written this novel long back, and I got Sahitya Academy Award just when I was 32 years old. I think my village background helped me out too much for this subject.
Where are you from?
I am from Kolhapur, from Shavadi Tehsil, from a small hamlet. Around today also, the population of my village is just 1600. So I am a peasant boy. I took my lessons in a Jila Parishad school. My school was nothing else but Hanuman temple, and I was sitting and taking lessons. And when later on I found that for modern India there is a need of big dams and large commercial colonies. And for that purpose, they were uprooting many villages. And there was a hue and cry amongst these downtrodden people, the people dam affected PAPs. And when I found it, later on I was appointed as a district resettlement officer in Pune. That time I was living with many project affected people. Even in 86, 85, there were small and big dams, around 20 in Pune district. And the population of project affected people was more than 25,000. So I was living along with them. I was fishing with them. I was going on the campaign of hunts in jungle. So I have observed their life very closely that I penned down in Jhada Dharti.
विश्वास पाटिल, आप दिल्ली में हैं और मैं इसका फ़ायदा उठाना इस तरह से चाहूँगा कि मैं आपको हिंदी में सवाल पूछूंगा. आपकी जो जीवन यात्रा है उसका पूरा स्पेक्ट्रम देखें अगर हम लोग, एक तरफ एक छोटे से गांव में पढ़ने वाला एक बच्चा और एक दूसरी तरफ एक IAS ऑफिसर, इस पूरी यात्रा में किताबों का क्या महत्व रहा आपकी ज़िंदगी में? क्योंकि जाहिर सी बात है आपको पढ़ाई बहुत करनी पड़ी होगी, तो एक तरफ समय उसके लिए देना, एक तरफ आपके अंदर का लेखक भी जागृत हो रहा था जैसे मैं समझ रहा हूँ. तो कैसे आपने दोनों नावों में पैर रखा?
नहीं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि it is a sort of lust for me for reading. जब मैं बच्चा था छोटे गांव में तब भी मैं न्यूज़पेपर जो गिरे हुए न्यूज़पेपर भी रास्ते से उठाता था और पढ़ता था. तो आई वॉज वेरी मच हंग्री. और मैंने स्कूल में कुछ एक दो टीचर्स मिले. दे प्रोवाइडेड मी लॉट्स ऑफ बुक्स ऑफ साने गुरुजी, आचार्य यात्रे, ज्ञानेश्वर, तुकाराम. और ऐसे मैं आई वॉज अट्रैक्टेड टूवर्ड्स रीडिंग. तो मैंने बहुत पढ़ा है. एंड आई थिंक इट इज़ अ सॉर्ट ऑफ हंगर. वो पढ़ने के सिवा या लिखने के सिवा मैं जिंदा नहीं रह सकता, ये मुझे शुरू में ही मालूम पड़ा. तो ये सब बातें मैंने अपनाई.
Coming back to the book, The Wild War Front.
Yeah.
When I was reading it, it didn't come across as a book to me. I just thought there was a screen in front of me. I was seeing a movie.
Yeah.
Now, what linguistic tool have you? What is the secret behind that? That you create pictures. How do you arrange your words?
No, I think you see, I feel many times when I start a new novel, I pack up my luggage and I shift in another village or another town, and I live in that town in all seasons, in rainy season, in winter, in summer, and I will be close with the dust and air of that new village, and it will get percolated in me. So for new subject, I totally immerse myself and live with that subject. And it comes after, you see, it is just like a pickling. A pickle, a pickling of, after many days, it comes with a good taste and all that.
Of course.
So while writing all these characters, I listed out how many characters were in and around of great Shivaji. How his foe, main enemy Aurangzeb or Afzal Khan. So I went through the entire story of not only Shivaji, but entire story of Aurangzeb, of Jahanara, of Afzal Khan, their culture. So when it gets like sword to sword, then it creates a fun, some sort of dramatic incidents and all that. But for that, you will have to work hard, work more, then it helps to writer.
Okay. That is part of the answer. Now part B of my question. Okay, agreed, you wrote in Marathi. Now, the bigger challenge was to create the same magic in English. Now, you've mentioned the translation has been done by Professor Nadeem Khan.
Yeah.
Tell us about the chemistry between the writer and the translator. How does it happen?
Yeah. Many times ऐसे कहते हैं कि किसी को अनुवाद के लिए या ट्रांसलेशन के लिए अपना किताब देना, यानी अपना बच्चा मासी के हाथ में देना.
क्या बात.
हाँ. You are offering your child to your aunt, and aunt should take care of it because the child is her sister's or brother's child. So I think if equally the translator is emotional, if he pays more attention, if he goes behind the story, before reading this particular book, he goes for extra reading and he immerses himself into it, then it comes. And Professor Nadeem Khan is like that. He goes after every word. So I think it is my experience that my readers are very happy about Nadeem Khan. So also in Hindi, this book Shivaji Mahasamrat is brought by Rajkamal publication.
Okay.
And it is translated by prominent author Ravi Bhule. So it has also come out equally good in Hindi also.
Okay. Okay. Vishwas Patil, another challenge that because I have not been a student of history, but as I understand, when you choose such a topic, certain documents, certain documentation, certain figures, certain manuscripts maybe, how important is it to, rummage through all those old papers and to get out certain facts and
I think when I wrote Panipat or when I wrote Mahanayak on Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, I feel the correspondence of those days is very important. Correspondence and mainly the private letters. From letters, you can read the person, read the character. Like in Mahanayak, I went through all correspondence between Gandhi, Nehru and Subhash. Likewise, here for Shiva Charitra or the life of Shivaji, and even I wrote another novel which is very popular, Sambhaji. It is also available in English and Hindi. So for that, I used a Patra Sahara Sangra, means this collection of chronicles or collection of letters of those days. So it helps. Even one exclamation or one udgar is a very important for projecting that particular person or particular character or incident. So I pays more attention towards correspondence and letters of that period.
But to my mind, letters from that era must have been either in Old Marathi or Persian.
Yeah, that is
so,
there.
how challenging was that again?
No, you see, I think if you are going to jump in a river Ganges, you should you should practice that way powerfully. So when you are writing something about great figures like Shivaji, Sambhaji and Aurangzeb, you will have to master the language of that time, that period. Means many Sanskrit words, many Urdu, Parsi words and old Marathi. There is no other alternative.
One particular chapter in the book, The Wild War Front, it has its own special position. Now, I'm saying it personally. I'm referring to the chapter on what happened in Surat. Father Ambrose.
Yeah.
So, just briefly tell our viewers the gist of that particular chapter or that particular episode. How important is that in the course of history?
It was one of the very good chapters, but we should think about the planning of Shivaji Raja. Because when he was going towards Surat, he was stealthily traveling through thick jungle. During those days, there were some regular paths of a journey. So he hasn't followed those roads. He has chosen the road from thick jungle, and it was not known, though he was marching by that route for 10-15 days. Nobody was aware. And when he came nearby Surat, that time he put dust in the eyes of people and he told that I am a captain of Aurangzeb and I am going towards Delhi. So nobody was aware about his planning. But one important thing is that Shivaji was spending 30% of amount on espionage activities. Hair khate, jasusi. Even many of Aurangzeb's tahsildars and fauzdars or good captains, they were stealthily connected with Shivaji. They were working for Shivaji. And I'll tell you that all over India, around or more than 5,000 jasus, this yantrana, espionage system was created by Shivaji. So it requires, because he was in need of new information from Agra or Delhi. then he will get information after 2-3 days. So during those days, minimum 7 to 10 horsemen, they were carrying the news. So when they are in middle, another batch will come, then another batch will come. It was only source, no. So in Delhi, around more than 100 people were living in the robes of sadhus, sannyasis, or travelers. More than 100, they were staying in Agra. So in such a way, Shivaji was the first king who gave too much importance for this Her Khate.
But I'm referring to the human side of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. When I refer to Father Ambrose, that episode on where I think he leaves them alone. After the task is done, he never harms, I think.
Yeah, not only that, there was one, I'm not recollecting the name, but there was a merchant's palace, means a big palace of a merchant. And he was a very famous for philanthropy. वो लोगों को दान करते थे, गरीबों का सहारा था. So somebody told Shivaji that this is the man who was a sahara of poor people. He was a great philanthropist. He died 6-7 months back. So you should not go after his house. So he left out that mansion. This was Shivaji.
And of course, his respect for
He respected.
His respect for women also.
Women also, and on the same line on Father Andrews. So he was a man like that. He cared for a dead merchant from faraway land who was not his relative. But when he heard that he was a good human being and he was a caretaker of poor, so he left out that mansion.
That's fascinating. Sterling quality. Vishwas Patil, as we come to the closing part of our conversation, just briefly, out of the quartet, the two, the Whirlwind and the Wild War Front, are out. Now, what is next in the pipeline?
Next is The Great Escape from Agra.
Okay.
That is a totally entirely new story which is not known to the people.
So will it entail more research, or you're already through with it?
Already it is. I'm going through it. I'm writing it, and another my novel, The Great Kanchana Circus. It has appeared in Hindi. It has become very popular. This story is Japanese people bombed Rangoon in 1941. And many Indians were living there, and there was a great exodus. So people from Rangoon to Assam, they came on foot. They traveled a distance of more than 2,000 kilometers. And in that trap, there were 2-3 Indian circuses. So how Kanchana, the owneress of circus, she came through that mountainous road along with her lions, elephants and tigers. That is the story based on the reality.
विश्वास पाटिल, आपके साथ बात करते करते समय का पता ही नहीं चला, लेकिन एक चीज तो मेरी समझ में आ गई. आपकी किताबें और लेखन शैली, जहां एक और संस्कृति और इतिहास के जो छात्र हैं उनके लिए भी कारगर साबित होंगी, वहीं पर मिलिट्री स्ट्रैटेजी के जो छात्र हैं उनके लिए भी उतना ही ये उपयोगी होगा. आपने अपना समय दिया, हमें से बातचीत की. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.